The city was eerily quiet. Buildings stood tall, untouched, but empty. Cars sat parked, gathering dust. No engine noises, no human voices, just the sound of the wind whistling through the concrete canyons. It was as if someone had hit the mute button on the world. I had woken up to this strange and silent world. At first I had thought it was a dream, a nightmare, but it was real. I was alone. I walked for hours, calling out names. "Hello, is anyone out there?" My voice echoed back, unanswered. Each echo felt like a punch to the gut. The reality was sinking in. I was the only one left. The silence was deafening. It was more than just the absence of sound. It was the absence of life itself, and it was terrifying. Days turned into weeks. My search continued. I scoured every corner of the city, desperate for any sign of life, a footprint, a message, anything, but there was nothing. The loneliness was crushing. I was surrounded by the ghosts of memories. Laughter in a coffee shop, the roar of a crowd at a stadium, the gentle touch of a loved one, all gone. The realization hit me hard. I was utterly alone, the last human on earth. Fear threatened to consume me. The fear of the unknown, the fear of silence, the fear of being alone forever, but I knew I couldn't give in. I had to survive. The first night was the hardest. The silence was absolute. Every creak of the building, every rustle of the wind sounded like footsteps. I huddled in a corner, clutching a rusty pipe for protection. Sleep was impossible. Hunger gnawed at my stomach. Thirst parched my throat. I knew I couldn't survive on fear alone. I needed food, I needed water, I needed a plan. The next morning I forced myself to move. The city, once a symbol of human achievement, was now a concrete jungle I had to conquer. I scavenged for food in abandoned stores and apartments. Stale crackers, canned goods, anything to keep me alive. Water was harder to find. I collected rainwater in discarded bottles and prayed it wouldn't make me sick. Each sip was a victory against the odds. Section 4. Adapting to survive. Survival became my sole purpose. The city, once my playground, was now my hunting ground. I learned to navigate its empty streets, to identify safe havens, to find food and water in the most unexpected places. Every sunrise was a chance to fight the loneliness, the despair, the overwhelming urge to give up. I held on to the belief that somewhere, somehow, there might be others like me. I slowly began to adapt. I learned to start fires using old books and scraps of furniture. I built a shelter in a sturdy building, reinforcing it against the elements and anything else that might come. The fear was still there, but it no longer controlled me. It had been replaced by something else, a steely determination to survive. Section 5. Memories of the past. The silence was still my constant companion, but I learned to fill it. I talked to myself, recounting stories from my past. I had conversations with loved ones, replaying memories in my mind as if they were real. I clung to these memories. They were all I had left of the world that was, the world before the silence. Now, I found a journal in a deserted bookstore. It became my confidant, my therapist, my connection to sanity. I filled it with memories, thoughts, and even silly doodles, anything to keep my mind occupied, to keep the darkness at bay. Sometimes, late at night, I would imagine their voices, the sound of their laughter, the warmth of their embrace. These were the moments that kept me going, the moments that reminded me of what it meant to be human. Section 6. Finding my purpose. As time went on, survival wasn't enough. I needed a purpose, something to give me hope, something to look forward to. I started to clear a small patch of land near my shelter. Using salvaged tools and sheer willpower, I created a garden. It was a slow and laborious process, but with each seed I planted, a sliver of hope blossomed in my chest. I started to write stories of the world that was, stories of my experiences, stories of hope for a future I might never see. I wrote to remember, to cope, to leave a record of my existence. These stories, my garden, they were my legacy. They were proof that even in the face of unimaginable loss, the human spirit could endure. Section 7. A glimmer of hope. Years have passed, my hair is longer, my beard thicker. I'm older, scarred, but stronger than I ever thought possible. The city has become my home, a strange, silent home, but mine nonetheless. My garden thrives. It provides me with sustenance and a sense of accomplishment. I've learned to live in harmony with nature, to respect the delicate balance of life. Every sunrise brings new challenges, new opportunities to learn and grow. I'm no longer the same person who woke up in that silent world. I've been broken, tested, but not destroyed. I still hold on to hope. Hope that one day I might find another living soul. Hope that life will find a way to return to this desolate world. Until then, I will continue to survive. I will continue to write my stories, and I will never give up hope. For in the face of extinction, even the smallest glimmer of hope can ignite the greatest will to live. The journey continues. The years have not dulled my determination. Each day I venture further from my sanctuary, scouring the remnants of a world that once bustled with life. The city, now a labyrinth of silence, holds secrets I am yet to uncover. I traverse crumbling highways and navigate through abandoned buildings, each step a testament to my unyielding resolve. The challenges are ever present. Nature reclaims its domain. Vines creep through shattered windows and wild animals roam freely, adding new layers of danger to my quest. But with each challenge comes discovery. I find remnants of the past, a photograph here, a child's toy there, each artifact a poignant reminder of a world that was. These discoveries fuel my hope, my belief that I am not the last of my kind. One day I stumble upon a makeshift camp. The fire pit is cold, but the arrangement of stones and the presence of fresh footprints suggest recent activity. My heart races with a mix of fear and exhilaration. Could it be that I am not alone? I leave a note, a simple message etched into paper. I am here. You are not alone. I place it where it will be seen, hoping that whoever finds it will seek me out. As I make my way back home, the weight of isolation feels a bit lighter. The hope of connection, of finding another soul in this vast emptiness, renews my spirit. The journey is far from over, and the challenges will continue to test me. But I am ready. I will keep searching, keep hoping, keep living. For in this endless journey, the smallest glimmer of human connection is worth every step. The journey continues, and so does my story. A new dawn, the discovery of the makeshift camp, has ignited a spark within me. The realization that I might not be alone in this vast, desolate world fills me with a newfound sense of purpose. I spend the next few days preparing for a potential reunion. My mind races with the possibilities. Who could these survivors be? What stories do they carry? How have they managed to endure? I gather supplies, ensuring I have enough provisions to share. I clean and organize my living space, transforming it from a mere shelter into a welcoming haven. My heart swells with anticipation, a feeling I haven't known in years. Every sound, every movement in the distance heightens my senses. I find myself constantly scanning the horizon, searching for any sign of life. The nights are the hardest, the silence almost deafening as I lie awake, imagining the moment when I might finally see another human face. As days turn into weeks, my hope remains unwavering. I leave more notes at the camp, each one a beacon of my desire for connection. I am here. You are not alone. The words become a mantra, a promise to myself and to whoever might find them. The journey towards finding others is filled with uncertainty, but it also brings a sense of renewal. I'm no longer just surviving, I'm living with the hope of reunion, of rebuilding, of rediscovering the bonds that make us human. A new dawn approaches, and with it the promise of companionship and shared experiences. My journey is far from over, but now it's infused with a hope that lights up even the darkest corners of my world. The anticipation of meeting another soul fuels my every step, and I am ready to embrace whatever comes next. The journey continues, and so does my story, but now it is a story filled with hope, with the promise of a new dawn.